I pushed a button and elected him to office, and he pushed a button and it dropped a bomb.
The most extraordinary part of Dr. Strangelove for me was that 30 years on, as part of a BBC team, I investigated over a period of like 2 years many of the central tenets in the film, what had happened in reality, what had happened to Strategic Air Command in the 50s and 60s. And the various elements of the film, like the idea that the military would take command against the president and use nuclear weapons without consulting him.
I was under the impression that I was the only one in authority to order the use of nuclear weapons.
That's right, sir. You are the only person authorized to do so. And although I hate to judge before all the facts are in, it's beginning to look like General Ripper exceeded his authority.
Were all, seen as appalling when that film came out. Now we know that many of those elements were absolutely smack on. Curtis LeMay, he actually did a test run to see whether you could provoke the Russians into war. We talked to senior officers who'd worked for LeMay's successor, this is General Tommy Power, and they said this guy was basically psychotic. This has not come out for 30 years, but there it is, right in the core of Strangelove.
While we were shooting, somebody had invited some American service personnel to come to Shepperton. They were terrified by the amount of accuracy we had in this aircraft. And the next day I got a memo from Stanley saying, you better make sure that you know where all your references came from, because otherwise we might be investigated by the FBI and so on.
Many people saw it as dangerously subversive.
I remember reading a review in a Beverly Hills paper where the critic said that Stanley Kubrick should be physically harmed for having made that picture. That's a pretty bad review, I must say.
I can't remember any Stanley Kubrick movie that was released where there wasn't controversy.
I discovered very quickly that behind this boyish enthusiasm and apparent naivety, there was a super brain and enormous power.
Well, now, what happened is one of our base commanders, he had a sort of, he went a little funny in the head. Just a little funny.
I pushed a button and elected him to office, and he pushed a button and it dropped a bomb.
He went and did a silly thing. Well, I'll tell you what he did. He ordered his planes to attack your country. Well, let me finish, Dimitri. Let me finish, Dimitri. Well, listen, how do you think I feel about it?